Hello, everyone. Welcome to what is going to be the final playthrough of 2024. Yes, this is the holiday playthrough, which will wrap up the entire year as we head into the New Year's playthrough, which will be later in this month. So, as you can see, I am doing Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter. So, this was a really tough game. I had a really tough list of games to select. I didn't know if I was going to do this. I didn't know if I was going to do Astrobot. I didn't know if I was going to do Epic Mickey Rebrush, but I chose this game. It doesn't really look like an impressive pick at first, but choosing this game as the holiday playthrough for this year, there's actually a huge significance behind selecting this game. Well, dating back to when I was doing all this playthrough catalog of gaming back to 2021 when COVID was really high. Ooh, let me turn on the volume. Sorry. So dating back to when I did the whole playthrough catalog, starting back in 2021, if you recall, my very first holiday playthrough was Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1, which I think is still Frogware's best Sherlock Holmes games to date. And then I didn't play another Sherlock Holmes game until I was waiting for, well, I didn't know it at the time until they announced it, but Sherlock Holmes The Awakened was released in the spring of 2023, basically when I came back from a trip to Japan. And that is actually the direct sequel to Sherlock Holmes Chapter 1. And that, the Sherlock Holmes The Awakened was a remake of the early 2000s on PC, in which that became a fully built sequel for Chapter 1. And then later that year in 2023, or like the late summer, early fall, I played the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. And that was released, I think, sometime before or after Crimes of Punishment. But I never actually added Crimes of Punishment to my list of playthrough games. So now that I have chosen Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter, if you think about the way I played these games, I actually played this game in chronological order, from a young Sherlock Holmes in Chapter 1 to a few years when John Watson and Sherlock Holmes established their relationship as the powerful detective duo, and then the Testament of Sherlock Holmes, which takes years later into Sherlock and John Watson's adult life. And then now Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter. This is actually the direct sequel to the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. And I know a little bit about this game in terms of the story, why it's called The Devil's Daughter. If you know how the game ended in the Testament of Sherlock Holmes, that pretty much bears a lot of weight into the story that we're about to delve into. So, we'll try to this up. So, 285 for now. 90. And what's also funny is that I'm recording this as of December 5th. Night Dive Studios, which released the remake of System Shock on PC last year and on consoles this year, they just released the remastered version of the thing. So a little bit of a spoiler alert, that's going to be my New Year's playthrough heading into 2025. So first we're going to play this game. Let me turn it off and I'll see how it works. Loading in tab. How to play it. I think this is played the same way as the previous Sherlock Holmes games, at least the ones that I played, from the deduction gameplay to how to travel around. So I'm actually looking forward to playing this game. Hope you guys have had a good Thanksgiving. I actually ate a lot more than I had in the past in terms of turkey and all that stuff. King Detective, that's the normal Master Sleep. That was King Detective as always. I'll be King Detective. Right. But I could always change that. But yeah, I ate quite a bit. I actually did a little bit more cooking than usual. But all in all, it turned out great. I didn't do any shopping because I actually worked, but work went by pretty quick. Wasn't as busy as I thought it would be, but that's because I worked the late shift on Black Friday, and since then work has been pretty steady for the most part. Two days earlier. Before all that, we'll see what happens. The same room, same setting. I like this. And I think it's the same actors as well, too. Alex Jordan, who plays Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, I do apologize. Am I disturbing you?
No, please. Do come in, Mrs.
My name is Miss Alice de Bouvier. I'm Mr. Holmes' new neighbor.
Oh, I didn't have the pleasure to... I am Dr. John Watson. Could we provide you with any assistance?
She is not the concern, Watson.
I'm... Then, what is this about?
That child standing sniffling behind her. Get rid of him, Watson.
But he is shivering with cold. And he is upset. What happened to him?
Little Tom knocked at the wrong door.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, boy, come in. Warm yourself by the fire. Can I offer you a cup of tea, Miss de Bouvier?
Well,
It is not as though we are disturbing you-know-who. Are we?
I suppose not.
Since you are our new neighbor, it is perhaps better that you know what he's like.
You're starting to worry me.
Well, Mr. Holmes is relapsing. This illness that he has seizes him when he finds himself with nothing to do. He becomes completely asocial. And alas, this is a very difficult, medically incurable case. Now, this must stay between us.
Of course, I understand. How very sad.
But there is a cure, if only a temporary one. A thrilling inquiry. Most certainly. If he refuses this one, then his condition will worsen.
Oh, I am still here, you know. I didn't fall out of the window. Very well, then.
Thank you, miss.
Now tell me, boy, what brings you here?
It's my father, sir. He's missing. I don't know what to do.
I remember this. Examining. Okay. Was I supposed to do that? I think I pressed the touchpad by mistake because it didn't give me any instructions on what to do. Look at that again. Oh, lovely. I can't skip the cutscene. Okay, well, let's watch this again.
Oh, I do apologize. Am I disturbing you?
No, please. Do come in, Mrs.
My name is Miss Alice de Bouvier. I'm Mr. Holmes' new neighbor.
Oh, I didn't have the pleasure to... I am Dr. John Watson. Could we provide you with any assistance?
Oh, she is not the concern, Watson.
I'm... Then, what is this about?
That child standing sniffling behind her. Get rid of him, Watson.
But he is shivering with cold. And he is upset. What happened to him?
Little Tom knocked at the wrong door.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, boy, come in. Warm yourself by the fire. Can I offer you a cup of tea, Miss de Bouvier?
Well,
It is not as though we are disturbing you-know-who. Are we?
I suppose not.
Since you are our new neighbor, it is perhaps better that you know what he's like.
You're starting to worry me.
Well, Mr. Holmes is relapsing. This illness that he has seizes him when he finds himself with nothing to do. He becomes completely asocial. And alas, this is a very difficult, medically incurable case. Now, this must stay between us.
Of course, I understand. How very sad.
But there is a cure, if only a temporary one. A thrilling inquiry. Most certainly. If he refuses this one, then his condition will worsen.
Oh, I am still here, you know. I didn't fall out of the window.
One thing I gotta note,
Very well, then.
this is how old we've all become. This game came out 8 years ago in the summer of 2016.
Now tell me,
It came
boy,
out in the
what brings you
summer
here?
of 2016, basically
It's
8
my
years
father,
ago.
sir.
And
He's missing.
on PS4,
I-
Xbox One,
I don't know
and
what to
PC.
do.
And there was a port released on the Switch about, I think, 2021 or 2022. One thing to note, I don't see any graphical enhancements from the PS4 to PS5, not even the full 60 frames per second. But that shouldn't bother me. Let's try to skip. Oh, I get it. I think I get it. So everything else is fine, but the one that has that yellow arrow feature, I think it's the optional feature. You have to choose between malnutrition, pale skin. So you could choose recent weeping or conjunctivitis. Recent weeping for sure. I don't think he has conjunctivitis. Although the blurred format gives a bit of a spoiler, I don't know if I want to keep that on, but we'll see how this plays out. Let's see how this goes. Poor nutrition during. Okay. Of London. Pray tell.
What's his name?
George Hurst, sir.
Missing, eh? And what do the police say?
The police, they don't believe me. They say he's just abandoned me. But that's a lie.
Nah, it's his parents.
Obviously. Your clothes are well mended and you can read. Your parents may be poor, but you are loved.
Yeah, well, it's just the two of us now. My mother died when I was a little one.
And that's just one more reason for not leaving you. Your father doesn't seem the irresponsible type. He's very good to you.
Well, that's right. But he has no fixed work, so he often takes odd jobs for the day. Because that's all he can find. Only this time, he didn't come home.
And when was the last time you saw him?
3 weeks ago. He left for a new job. But this time, he was acting a bit strange and angry.
Strange? In what way?
He said to me, "Son, I'm out on a special job. Don't you dare move from here." I think something went wrong.
3 weeks alone?
3 weeks? That's a long time.
Well, every day I thought he would show up. And anyway, I can look after myself.
Unless you're Kevin McAllister.
What were you thinking? You and your father are both at risk. You should have come to me much earlier.
I was afraid. I ain't got no family, and I've got no other place to go. If our landlord finds out that Father left me, he'll throw me out on the street.
Tom, you've been very resourceful. We shall be discreet.
If only my mother was still here.
Very well. Your address, please, Tom.
12 Dorset Street, the first floor, door E. It's in Whitechapel, sir. But I ain't got no money to pay.
White
Who asked for
Chandler.
money, Tom? Your case seems to be the very medicine I need. I'll meet you there shortly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
This is the exact same setup, the exact same room. I like how Frogware keeps it consistent with the setting of Sherlock's home. This is pretty nice. Let's see what we got here.
My analysis table. It's useful for my work.
We need to help Tom find his father, Holmes.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
There we go. Festive. Ain't nothing festive about that. Doctor outfit, bandit outfit, master, sportswear, casual suit, overcoat, sailor outfit, morning gown. Hey, remember the previous Sherlock Holmes games had more variety and more customization. Play with this for now. Hopefully, we can unlock more suits.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with it if...
This is Watson's room.
Watson documents our adventures in here.
Okay. Hints.
A map of London and its surroundings. Could be useful.
Toby?
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
Quite a bit of a walk. let's tour around the streets of London right here on Baker Street. So everything's the same here. So I can't run. I think I have to go on the cabbie. Let's see here. Let's see how far this place is accessible. Oh, okay, so that's how we get out of here. This game still holds up pretty... What was that? This game still holds up pretty well, even 8 years later. So it's pretty nice. Well, just to give you a heads up, I'm still in the middle of playing Dragon Age the Veiled Guard, and I've clocked in about 77 hours. I'm in the middle of Act 2, and I think I'm almost done completing all the side quests based on how my companions are progressing. One thing is that one of the big features that when you fully establish your relationship or friendship with your companions, they develop something called Hero of the Veiled Guard, and all but one character have reached that status. I still have one more character to reach on that, as well as completing a few other side quests, but I think in terms of the main storyline, I'm almost done with the game. So I'm going to be flip-flopping between
Dancing
this...
elephant. Strange, but it somehow makes me think of my Prof.
His brother. But yeah, I think I'm almost done with the storyline, so I got another maybe 20 hours to do. So I'll be flip-flopping between this game and the Veiled Guard. But I like that game so far.
Dancing elephant. Strange.
Also,
somehow makes me think of my Prof.
This recording is taking place on December 5th. So December 3rd was Sony celebrated the 30th anniversary of the PlayStation. The promotion, the trailer, and even the features on the PS5 are excellent. For a limited time, you can change the settings, the menu settings and features and UI to previous versions of the PlayStation. You can choose the PS1, the 2, we got to do here. Six bottles in 9 seconds. Less than 9 seconds. Oh. Try this one more time. Less than 7 seconds. Nice. So what do I gotta do? Five seconds. Alright. Whatever. Stupid. I don't know how many times I have to do it to save progress, but okay. At least I know how to shoot. I gotta use the left stick to aim though instead of the right stick, which is kind of awkward. Even for a game that came out in 2016. But yeah, so for a limited time, I'm choosing the PlayStation 1 feature. Just the sounds of navigating the UI on the PS5 brought a lot of nostalgia to it. I'll switch it up every now and then. You could even select the PlayStation 30th anniversary, which will have 30th anniversary features around the main menu. Oh, and even when you start up your PS5, it'll show the original Sony PlayStation startup screen, and that sound brought back a lot of memories. My very first game on the original PlayStation, I didn't get the original PlayStation until 1997-ish. I got the Lost World Jurassic Park, And I forget what the other game was. And then, oh, that's it? Maybe can we go through here? And then I didn't start getting more games until 1998 to like 2000. 1998 was obviously a big year because if you guys remember, Metal Gear Solid came out that year. Also, the greatest video game of all time. Well, still is to me. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time came out as well too, and I still got the gold cartridge collector's edition. I know that's worth quite a bit of money though. It was never open, but still, I still got the box, the cartridge, everything. Police station.
Scotland Yard. I hope I won't need them. I've already exceeded my imbecile quota for the day.
Alright, so the neighborhood around Baker Street is a bit limited at the moment. Okay, hopefully we'll encounter some stuff around here. And I'm going to be trending in each episode about 75 to 90 minutes, maybe even 2 hours long for each episode. We're looking at probably 7 to maybe 10 episodes max on doing this, but I should be done with this game by before Christmas. Let's go to Whitechapel.
These streets are too narrow for the cab. I'll have to walk.
Alright, can we go back here? Let's see. Whitechapel, as you guys know, is like the red light district.
Excuse me, how can I get to Dorset Street? Is it far? You're heading the wrong way. You need to go back and then go through the arch.
It's the more impoverished area of London at the time.
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere.
I don't want to go with this bag everywhere.
The little one's only 70.
I don't take it for Yeah!
Newspaper.
Let's see how much explore episode in this neighborhood here.
Pumpkin! Cabbage! Cheek!
Oh, why'd I press that? Oh, now I gotta check that out. Okay, I'm trying to get used to the game, like the interface and all that stuff. But let me go back and see how far this area can go to. So far, it looks a little bigger than the Baker Street neighborhood.
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere.
And also, I've been maintaining my weight pretty well so far. Working out a little bit harder as well too. My vacation for in the spring got approved this early, so I'm gonna be not so much a lengthy absence from this, but I'm gonna take some time off. I'll speak further on that as we get closer to it, but I'm excited for it.
Rich folk feed meat to their dogs. I can't even remember what meat tastes like.
That is horrible.
Living costs are too much these days. My son has to work down the sewers. He's only 7.
I thought that said something else, I'm not going to say it. Okay, I think I've seen enough. Oh, sorry. Let me press that. So, Tom's house is somewhere on Dorset Street, room E. So let's look around. I'm pretty sure we'll explore the rest of Whitechapel as the story progresses.
Pumpkin! Cabbage! Cheap!
I couldn't pay my rent last week.
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere.
And realistically, I've really enjoyed playing all these Sherlock Holmes games from Frogware. There's North Street. What's this?
North Street.
Sorry, I'm working. I can't open the door.
Frogware's. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of Frogwares and so speaking of Frogwares, I didn't know this was announced, but the Secret City is coming out with a sequel.
There's nobody at home.
So the Sinking City 2 is going to be coming out sometime in next year in 2025. So what I've read so far, it's going to be a semi-open world game. So I think the open world structure will be similar to the Sherlock Holmes games, minus Chapter 1. There's Dorset Street, by the way. And that game was announced back in March of this year, 2024. And I just found this out sometime in November. So that's
I don't
definitely
open the door to strangers.
It's good for you. He's been raised pretty well. But like I said, that's
I don't
definitely
feel
gonna be
thirsty right now. I don't feel thirsty right now.
Oh, it's a bar. Okay. But that's definitely gonna be one game to be added to my upcoming 2025 schedule, full playthrough catalog.
Dorset Street.
Where's some of the Frankfurt? 12 Dorset Street. So that's 14.
I'm not expecting anyone.
Dorset Street.
I always wanted to travel to London. Let's check out the house. Here it is to go. Room E, is it? Go upstairs, see if there's anything. Backyard, man. So, Tommy, I guess, kind of lied. Music change all of a sudden. He said the first floor, room E. It's actually on the second floor. I'm just kidding around. Well.
'Tis our home, Mr. Holmes.
So where's the smoke?
The old Tabard pub, North Street.
I was just there.
The old Tabard pub, North Street. Glue. Probably taken from a wall. Old clothes, soiled and worn.
My mother, sir. She died when I was very young. My father told me what she was like, but that's all I have.
I'm sorry, Tom. My mother left me when I was very young, too.
There was a good story behind that in chapter 1.
Hurst covered his bills ahead of time, thus providing Tom with security and sustenance.
He's been taken well care of.
Please, sir, find my father.
He's a fan of you for sure.
So that's why you came to see me. Tom probably reads at night. So that's why you came to see me. A collection of worn-out and second-hand books. George Hurst was providing his son with the best education that he could afford.
Father bought all those books for me. He didn't tell me, but I know.
A collection of worn-out and second-hand books. George Hurst was providing his son with the best education that he could afford.
Father bought all those books for me. He didn't tell me, but I know that he pawned his coat for them.
Food's running low. It's already 3 weeks since George Hurst's disappearance. Well, I can see the preparations for peasant soup, a clever concoction for somebody with apparently no culinary skills.
Please, sir, find my father.
So that's why you came to see me. Tom probably reads at night. Tom probably reads at night.
The roof leaks all the time. Father used to fix it.
George Hurst's work was varied. He was evidently a hard-working and valuable hand. Old clothes, soiled and worn. Food's running low. It's already 3 weeks since George Hurst's disappearance.
I hope you'll find my father soon.
Oh, you notice this ladder.
It's too dark. I can't see anything.
See if that camera will do it.
A leather satchel, what's in it?
A special job, eh?
Just some old things. The old Tabard pub? Did you hear anything about it from your father, Tom?
My father's a regular, but he's not a drinker, sir. It's close by on North Street.
this.
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Well, if it isn't young Wiggins. And I see you found yourself a job.
If you can call it that. I hate it. But if you've got any proper work for me...
I just might be in need of your assistance later. Wait here.
Oh, that's the puppy. I'll be right back, guys. Hey, my apologies, guys. I was craving for a pecan pie. So back at the game. So we're at the club.
I need to Earwig to find out who is offering this special job. There's no one to eavesdrop on from here.
These two.
No. That fellow who's offering the special jobs, he never drinks alcohol.
Bosses beware. When we're screwed, we multiply. There's no one to eavesdrop on from here.
The child labour law sent your kids to school instead of the coal mine. The man who's offering that special job has a proper set of mutton chop whiskers.
Equality for the working class.
I'm glad I'm my own boss. I can complain only to myself. Or to Watson. So, the man I'm looking for has whiskers and never drinks alcohol.
It's not him.
It's not him.
Bosses beware. When we're screwed, we multiply.
So it has to be him.
This must be the man that I'm looking for.
Oh, good. The Warriors are 49-43 at half against the Rockets in the knockout stage of the NBA Cup. I've been on a 5-game losing streak ever since starting 12-3. Lakers, in the meantime, they lost by 41 points, so it was at 93-1. 30 minutes later, like 94-130 something to the Heat. Is that the same ad?
Interesting. A missing person. I should find out more.
Arm in arm, stronger together, stronger than ever.
The child labour law sent your kids to school instead of the coal mine.
You see that gentleman? I need you to follow him and report back to me.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
Oh man, I'm looking now.
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere.
I couldn't pay my rent last week.
Yeah, speaking of Wiggins, the Warriors have been all these losses that the Warriors have been incurring. We've blown like 10-point leads, 50-point leads, 17-point leads. It's been pretty nasty. And all those losses during a 5-game losing streak. Because we can't seem to handle the ball very well. I'm not going to name the player that's been messing it up around, but that player has to improve his skill set, especially when he handles the ball.
They won't let me pass. I'll need to find another way.
That's great.
Rich folk feed meat to their dogs. I can't even remember what meat tastes like.
Living costs are too much these days. My son has to work down the sewers. He's only 7.
Good, perfect timing.
Stupid kid.
Just minding my own business.
Ah, boys from the Bruisers gang. Better keep out of their way.
What are you waiting for? Take a brush and get in there.
I'll be able to continue the chase if I climb up the chimney, but it's dangerous.
Stop crying and get to work.
Please, you don't have to beat him. I'll do it. I'll clean the chimney.
Go on.
Good God. Look at that one. Bringing all this shit. Oh, more rats. Better hurry up, hurry up. I'm trying to get black iron in man. Black
He's still here, that's a relief. Oh. 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 Oh.
God, Lord, I had to scratch my head for a moment in the middle of all that.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?
No place to hide here. We'd better go through the yard.
Are we going to...
Oi! What are you doing in my garden?
We're going to...
Look at that crawling rat.
Him to skip.
I know that boy. He's Shoeshine Jim from Chamber Street. He's mute because his drunk stepfather beat him. Hey Jim, can you lend me your kit? I'm on a secret mission for Mr. Holmes. It's dirty. I should use a damp cloth. Now this shoe needs some polish.
Did you fall asleep?
It's ready for brushing.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm still learning.
Well, that sucked. Oh my god, is that a bunch of rocks up ahead?
He's talking with a cabbie. I need to get closer. Damn! I need to find another one.
At last, the weather's good. Last week was freezing.
I'm praying it doesn't get cold again. I've no money for coal.
I can't lose him now. Ah, I've lost him.
What are you talking about? I was right behind him.
I can't lose him now.
Oh, that's what's supposed to happen.
Interesting. What's going on in the yard? Locked. Wow, a lot of expensive stuff.
This man has a collection of rifles and trophies on his wall.
I can't see what's inside.
Another view, so I guess the back way would go.
It's too dangerous to enter.
So what the hell am I supposed to do? Okay.
I can't see what's inside. I can't see what's inside. Do only 2 people live here? I wish one was me. Bags of food. I like this house. It's too dangerous to enter. Locked. Do only 2 people live here? I wish...
Let's see if it goes into, if it segues to this room over here. Anything else I should know about?
It's too dangerous to enter.
Okay, what else am I supposed to do here?
Locked. I can't leave yet. I'm not finished here. It's too dangerous to enter.
Okay, so what am I missing in this area here?
I can't see what's inside. I can't see what's inside. It's too dangerous to enter. Wow, a lot of expensive stuff.
Oh, am I missing something? Okay, did I check this too? Okay, man, I can't check. I checked all the doors and windows. No, hold on. I feel like I'm missing something in that back window with the guns and trophies. Let me see. Oh, that is. Hold on.
Ah, a coat of arms. It might help Mr. Holmes. I'll make a drawing of it. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
Let's.
Wigan's tale was quite unusual. What do you make of what he found, Holmes?
Wiggins did a good job. My analysis table. It's useful for my work.
Coat of arms. Let's see. Let's start with architecture.
That's not the one I need.
That's a parliament.
That's not the one I need.
Well, I did not mean to press that. History?
That's not the one I need. 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 That's not the one. That's not the one I. That's not the one I need.
I would think it would be art and architecture.
That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need.
I didn't know those had to tab research. So let's start with marks and symbols. There, the English coat of arms. So this is the Marsh family. Nowadays, the rep of this family is Lord Edward Marsh, the well-known benefactor. But poor people of Whitechapel with provisions, poor clothes, etc., etc. Lord Marsh is also renowned as a co-founder of the special education program, which allows poor people the opportunity of an education. Just like Tom and his father. Lord Marsh resides at 3 Minsbury Road in London.
Here it is. So this man could be Lord Marsh. Huh. A lord who hangs around in a public house. Let's pay a visit to Lord Marsh. We'll pretend that we're interested in his charitable activities.
Mr. Holmes, you have a visitor.
Oh, just ask him to wait.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. This young lady refuses to wait for anything.
What?
Father!
Caitlin!
Miss Caitlin's boarding school was flooded. Everyone was sent home.
As if it could smell any mustier.
My word, how is it possible that you have grown up so fast?
You'll be staying. Wherever will we put you?
Holmes, I'll give her my room, of course.
What do you have to say, Kate?
You're on a new case. A respectable lady who's being blackmailed? Or is it a love story between a prince and a suffragist?
However did you guess?
You will tell me, won't you, Father?
But you'll make Watson jealous.
All right, then. Have fun. I'll go and unpack. Will you help me, Mrs. Hudson?
It's wonderful to have Kate home.
Let's see. Let's go to Marsh's house real quick and see what this leads into. Well, this might feel longer. I got this down the street. By the way, the book. I just noticed the book he was reading too.
Holmes, about Caitlin.
Yes?
She has grown up, hasn't she? Don't you think it's time to tell her?
To tell her what, Watson?
Well, about her father.
Never. Absolutely never. Do you hear me?
Holmes, you were responsible for the death of her father. You owe her the truth. She is old enough now.
I would lose her. Can't you see that? She must never know, Watson. Is that clear?
Holmes.
It won't and can't happen.
Well, you know what? Let's stop over here. I like where we're heading at. I know we had a bit of a rough start because of some technical issues with me pressing a bunch of buttons to get myself used to this game. So we'll end it over here. We're going to continue this episode to see what's up with Tom's father, George Hurst, and how this nice mansion has something to do with it. All right, guys. I will see you in episode 2. Take care, guys.